Hello everybody, welcome again to Country Boy Cooking with Marshall. I know you're here to see how I make my pickled vegetable melodies. Oh my gosh y'all, they're so easy to make, so delicious. Whether you're doing a vegetable melody like this or pickling onions, white or red, it's just fantastic. The possibilities are endless. And let's don't forget some good old jalapenos too. I love these things pickled. And I'm going to show y'all how I make all of these things and more today on Country Boy Cooking with Marshall. Give a rundown right quick of what we got here. Of course, I got my pressure canner, but I'm going to be doing these things in a water bath, not the pressure. You don't need the pressure for this. Got all my utensils, and right here's what you got to do. You got to get everything out and get it ready to go. I've got all my spices there. I'll explain them as I get to them. Of course, the main thing I'm going to be pickling today is cauliflower, your celery, your carrots. Look at them beautiful little pearl onions. I got some sweet peppers going in it. Got some jalapenos going in it, garlic, red onion. Y'all, I'm telling you, look what it does. Look at those red onions, how beautiful. You're talking about good on anything. Anything you'll use a pickle for, these things here can be used for the same thing. Of course, we got a vinegar. And when you're making your brine up, I always make sure I use purified or some kind of spring water. I do not use that tap water in this stuff, everybody. Make it as pure as you can. Of course, I got the cannon salt. Let's get this ready. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop all these vegetables up. That's what's going to take the most time, you know. And like I say, my melody is going to be the cauliflower, the celery, and the carrots. So all these other things right here can be added every other jar or add as you want, you know, in your melody. You ain't got to put all these in every one of them. So some of those, I put different things in it like cauliflower and carrots and a bay leaf. Over here I got the red onions, carrots, celery. You know, you can do it any which way you want to as far as that goes. So let's get down to this. This is so fun, everybody. We're going to start doing a lot of cannon series too. Look, you're going to have this. Grab you one of these little starter kits. I didn't need half this stuff. I just thought I'd buy it. It's about 20 bucks. You know, this right here is if you ain't got no water bath, you can use any kind of pot. Put that down first and put your pint jars on it or quarts. And of course, you got your funnel here. And now here's really important. This little boy right here, we're going to be picking those jars up with and everything when they're real hot. So let's get to this. Okay, first thing we're going to chop up is our cauliflower. We're going to get this part right here off. What I used to do, everybody, is just pull off all of it I can. And now we're simply going to get our knife, any kind of knife you can use. I like using pair knives. I'm going to cut this stem out. See the stem? I'm going to cut it out. Okay, there, popped out. See that? Still got to clean some of this up though. Get all that green stuff out, see it? Get that out. Now we're going to simply just break it apart. These cauliflowers come apart real easy. And what you want to do is start cutting off little florets of it. See that? That's what you're looking for. Okay, and there's our first one. Let's get to our second one. Let me clean this mess up right quick. All right, here we are with the next one. Let's get this right here chopped up. I showed you how to do that one. I'm going to go ahead and do this and I'll be right back. In other words, see, that's a lot simpler. Now let's get all this over here into our bowl. See that? Now we got to wash these, but I'll wash them in just a minute. Let's chop up the next vegetable. I'm simply going to pull this celery apart. We got to wash this stuff for sure. All right, now we got our celery prepared. Now we're going to chop these up. Then we're going to go wash them real good. Look, you got to wash this celery. Let me show you something. For instance, I split this open. Look at that. Make sure you wash your celery good. Dirt gets in it. So let me show you how I'm going to chop it up. And then we'll get over to the sink and get it all washed real good. I like to leave my celery in little sticks. So what I'll do is get one and slice it down the stalk 3 or 4 times. And then chop them in about 2-inch sections. See that? You know, when I'm cutting vegetables up like this to can, it always gives me a sense of accomplishment. You know, like I've done something here. I've made something here. Y'all, I want y'all to get into canning with me. You know, prepping your vegetables, getting them good and washed, making your brine up with your spices. It's really easy. And here's the last of our celery. Now let's get this up and get it over here. We need to wash this. Real good. Well, let's also go ahead and take our cauliflower over there and wash it. All right, I'm back. Now we got our cauliflower and our celery ready to go. Put it aside. Let's do some carrots next. And what I'm gonna do first is peel the carrots. Okay, now here's the last of the carrots that I'm gonna peel right now. And for these carrots, by the way, I'm gonna use my serrated knife because it grabs a hold of the vegetables easier. But I'm gonna cut these things in about 2-inch pieces right now. Right here's where the serrated knife comes in handy. I'll chop them in two, and you gotta be careful when things will try to roll on you. That's why the serrated knife will grab them. I just chop them in two. Then I'll turn them. I'll chop them 1 or 2 more times depending on how big they are. I'm putting these things in 2-inch strips. See that one looks like? Just little 2-inch strips. Okay, now there our carrots are. Let's get them over in our bowl. Like I say, chopping all these vegetables up takes the most time. Just take your time and have fun with it. Knowing you're fixing to make something that's beautiful and real good that a lot of people will love, you can make these as gifts, everybody. These would be perfect gifts. All right, that's where we got our carrots, see that? Now next we're going to use some of these real pretty fall sweet peppers. Now these ain't hot like the jalapenos. These right here are more just like a banana pepper, but they're so beautiful in the jars. Let's chop these up. Well, there's something that adds some real good color and flavor to some of them. I'm not going to put them in all of them. I'm just going to chop up 1 red onion right now. All right, these are ready. Put my onions in this little drain thing here. Sort of separate them as I put them in. All right, this is getting messy. Let's clean it up. Okay, we got our onions ready. Set them aside. Now for right now, I'm going to chop up probably 3 jalapenos right in there. I'm not going to chop all of them up right now. All right, we got a couple of them chopped up here. I'm going to keep these separate. Put them in a bowl of their own. And now all we like is a couple of things, everybody. I'm going to chop up about 8 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to chop up some of these pearl onions too. They're so pretty. And okay, we got them all peeled right here. See this? Here, let's put them aside. Okay, we're down to our last little thing we're going to be chopping up right now on film, and that's our garlic. All right, there's our cloves. Let me get rid of this mess. The way I judge my garlic, for a pint jar, I put about, probably about half of one of these big garlic cloves in it, but in my quart jars, I'll mince up a whole garlic. So what we're going to do is get them crushed and get them peeled. I'm going to be mixing these things today in my Tupperware mincer. Y'all, if you ain't got one of these, I'll put a link down in the comments. I sell these on my Tupperware sites. These things here are fantastic. You've also seen me use the bigger version that chops up bigger things, but this little thing right here for herbs and garlic and stuff, you can't beat it. So what I'm going to do is peel them and put them over in here. Everybody, please take note, by the way, you do not have to water bath this vegetable melody. If you're planning on making you maybe 2 or 3 pints or a quart or 2 or 3 and putting it in your refrigerator, you don't have to go through the canning process then, because you'll eat them up in the refrigerator. But if you want to store them for a little while before you eat them up, we're going to do the water bath. Okay, here's the last one in my Tupperware chopper. I'm going to simply put the top on it. And watch this how easy. Just hold it. Barely pull. 10 pulls. You ain't got to do all that chop, chop, chop with your knife. Look at that. I know a ton of y'all have already bought one of these things from me. Let me know how y'all like it down in the comments. Okay, we got all of our vegetables ready. Get everything set aside so you can see. Got everything good and washed. Here's our cauliflower, our celery, our red onion, our carrots, of course, our sweet peppers. Oh, they're so good and pretty in there. We got a couple of jalapenos and our little pearl onions. Now let's put this together. It's so easy. I got my cauliflower here, everybody. The way I'm going to make this blend up, I'm going to put my basics in with my cauliflower. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put, right now I'm going to put about 3 good handfuls of celery in this. It might not be enough, but I'll know when I start mixing everything up. I'm going to grab 3 good handfuls of my carrots. Now, these 3 vegetables right here are the basics of the whole melody. Now, I'm just going to get my hands and mix this up and mix it up well. I can done tell I can go in with everything. Because I got 2 heads of cauliflower, just put it all in there. Now mix that well. Make sure you got a big bowl. Look at those fall colors. Excuse me while I get way down in here. I got to get this stuff mixed good. That way you can grab it by the handfuls and put it in your jar. And then the other little peppers and jalapenos and sweet peppers, I add in as a side additive, you know, to my jars. I might not add the red onions to each one of them. I might not add the pearl onions. I might not add the sweet peppers, all of them. But this is in every one of them, the basics of the mix. See that? You start seeing some good carrot. You start seeing some good celery along with your cauliflower. That's when you know you're getting that boy mixed up good. Okay, there we go. See that? That's what we got. Look at that mixture. That's what you're looking for. That's our main mixture. Now let's get our jars. I got all my jars out of my canner. Got them sterilized real good. Now I'm going in with a half a teaspoon of garlic in each one of them. Put it in there. I'm going to put this in all 10 that I'm going to be canning right now. But I'm going to show you how to do 3 of them, and you'll get the gist of it. Okay, next I'm going with a half a teaspoon of black peppercorns. I like putting my spices in my jars, not in my brine, because they get lost in the brine. You may have more peppercorns in one than you have the other. My brine is going to be water-based and vinegar, salt and a little sugar. Spices go in jars. And next we're going in with a half a teaspoon of coriander seeds. Going in. And like I say, y'all, you can experiment with your own spices. For instance, you can go in with just the mixed pickle spices, and that's it. Maybe a half a teaspoon of that and you'll be good. But I like making my own spice mixtures. Okay, next we're going in with yellow mustard seeds. Half a teaspoon in each one of them. I'm going to be using bay leaves in some of them, but not all of them. I like to mix it up. Like I say, that's what makes it so fun. Them pretty boys right there. Put it down in there. Y'all, this makes one of the most fantastic sauces that goes with these vegetables. Oh my gosh, it really does. And I believe to a couple of them, I'm going to put a 1/4 teaspoon of the pickling spice in it. Just in a couple of them. I don't put it in all of them. I do mark the ones I got it in though on the top. Here's where we got it. See that? See those spices in there? See if I can do that without pouring them out. Now it's time to pack the vegetables. One thing to take note, everybody, if you're just making this for your refrigerator and you're not going to water bath it or nothing like that, what you need to do is parboil these vegetables here for a couple of minutes. You want to get those things just a tad soft because the cauliflower is pretty hard in themselves. But if you'll just parboil them, let it, when it comes to a simmer, let it simmer, boil right in there a couple of minutes, take it out, it's ready to go. It's ready to go in the jars. I'm not going to do these because I'm going to water bath them. That'll make it good enough when you do that. Back down here to our workstation. What I'm going to do now, I'll get my little handy dandy funnel and put it on top. I'm going to start packing these vegetables in each one of them. Just hold your jar, get them in there. And what you want to do is get something, some blunt, something like that, just sort of pack them down in there a little bit. Make sure they're all down in there. A lot of times I'll get my hands on it and shake it around a little bit, let them settle down in there as good as they will. So you can see we can use a few more. Okay, there we got it. See that? I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to go ahead and get every one of them filled, and then we'll do the brine. Okay, everybody, we're on number 5 right here. Put some of our main mixture in. Put some beautiful peppers in it. Like I say, those peppers are not hot. Let's put a couple of our little pearl onions in. Finish it on off with our mixture. Keeping everything pushed down. Alright, let's put our main spices that I just showed you into these 3. Alright. Got everything in it, including my bay leaf this time. Let's mix them up. Okay, couple of onions. Half teaspoon of garlic, fresh garlic, since I forgot to put it in. And a good jalapeno, top it off, see that? Y'all, this right here makes the perfect gift. It's not that expensive to make this, people love it. Half a teaspoon of garlic, half a teaspoon of coriander seeds, and half a teaspoon of black peppercorns. Alright, let's fill it full of our vegetables. Some peppers. A couple of little red onions in this one. The sky's the limit. Okay. Now we got 2 more. I'm doing 10 right now on the film. So, y'all will get the gist of it. A couple of onions. A couple of jalapenos. I like mine spicy. Alright, 1 more. Put the rest of our sweet peppers in it. They look so good in there. Finished filling it with the good stuff here. See how simple this is, everybody, like I told you. The hardest part of the whole thing is getting all these vegetables chopped up. It takes a little bit there, depending on how many you're putting in it. Okay, there we got it. We got all 10 of them done. Now here comes the fun part. I'm going to mix up equal parts of white distilled vinegar with either filtered water, spring water, anything but tap water. Don't put tap water in this. Why add those chemicals in your beautiful vegetable melody? All right, now we're going to go in. I'm going to guess this right here because, like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of canning today. I'm going to guess about 3 cups of vinegar and 3 cups of water right now. I'll just say 4. All right, here's 4 cups of white distilled vinegar. Now we're going in with purified, spring, filtered. It don't matter as long as it ain't tap. Get that over where you can see it. There's 2, 3, 4. All right, we got 4 cups of distilled vinegar and we got 4 cups of purified water in there. And now I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of canning salt. See that? This canning salt right here is real fine. That's what I like about it. And for 4 cups of water and 4 cups of vinegar, I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of canning salt. Going in. All right, next I'm going in with just regular sugar. I'm going in with a 1/4 cup. Marshall, is that going to make that sweet? No, it sure don't. I'm telling you, it just adds to the flavor. Adds to the flavor. You want to know the sugar's in there. Now I'm going to get over here. I'm going to bring this up to a simmer. Let it simmer a couple of minutes. Make sure everything's mixed up in it, and I'll be right back. Our vinegar's done. Let's set it right here. I'm just going to ladle this vinegar over in each one of them. You want to leave about a good inch in the top of it. Okay, see I've got them all filled there. Now you can use anything, you know, like maybe a big old chopstick or some kind of skinny something. This came with the kit, you know, the canning kit. And this little part right here is made, you want to go in there and make sure there ain't no air bubbles to where the liquid's going to go way down. What you're trying to do is get all the air bubbles out of your vegetables here to make sure that there's none in there. And you'll find out most of the time you have to add more vinegar to it when you do this. Do this to every one of them. Make sure the air bubbles are out. I got to add just a little bit more to this one. All right, good. Now let's get our lids. First thing I want to do is wipe the top of the rim off on the jars. Make sure it's dry. And we're going to put our lids on. I'm going to put these rings on right here, but only fingertip tight. Which stuff's hot. And there we have it. They're ready for the canner now. Look at that, beautiful, y'all. This is so fun, everybody, because it's limitless what you can really, you know, put up. And then we're going to make sure we ain't got no air bubbles in it. Go ahead and make sure there ain't nothing on the rims. Put the rings on, fingertip tight. Okay, now there's these. See those beautiful vegetables in there, everybody. This is so good. And y'all, that's basically it. I'm gonna go ahead and water bath these things. I'm not gonna put that on this film. We'll do some canning series before long, but I really want to show you mainly how to make this beautiful melody of vegetables. Y'all, it's so good pickled. Get this right here at 3 or 4 days, it's ready to go. Like I say, if you don't water bath it, you'll want to boil these vegetables. You'll want to boil the carrots, the cauliflowers, and the celery for a couple of minutes, only a couple of minutes, and get them out, then put them in the cans. Softens them up a little bit, but this water bath's going to soften them up good enough. We'll get this water right here to a boil. I know this is a pressure cooker now, but you can also water bath in these things if you didn't know that. We'll get that boiling. Because I heat pack these things with hot liquid, it's going to go down into hot water. Now, if I put cold liquid in, I just start it up cold and let it come up to a boil. I'm going to let these things boil for about 15 minutes. I'm going to get them out, let them sit about 12 to 24 hours. They'll be ready to eat, y'all. Thank y'all for watching today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the shares and the carries you do. Hope you learned something today. If you got any questions, write in the comments. Really try this, y'all. Look at this. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with this. These onions are so good on sandwiches, barbecues, anything. Anywhere you can use pickles at, you can use stuff like this right here. So, so good. I'll see y'all next time. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also realize Country Boy Cooking with Marshall is my only page on Facebook. I ain't got no kind of groups. If you had to join a group that was from me, it wasn't from me. It's hackers, people stealing my videos. I have no fan pages, none, nothing but this one page. The only reason I got one page, y'all, is because I barely can keep up with it. I get thousands and thousands of comments every time, you know, with videos. And so I barely can keep up with this, or much less having another group or anything over there. That's the reason I never tried a group, just a page. Thank y'all for watching today on Country Boy Cooking with Jesus is always Lord of all. I'll see y'all next time. Let's get into canning. I can't wait.